Maverick 100.9 Aggie Lands Country Alternative. It's Corliss, and I get to make a new friend today, but we already met him at Party on the Patio. Ty Smith is here finally to debut some music. How are you?
Good. How's it going?
I'm wonderful, and I'm so good to see and talk to you and get to learn a little bit about you because you're from Tulsa, which is an area I have loved my entire life. My mom loved Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's a really cool spot to be in. A lot of history through there.
Yeah, absolutely. And is it changing much? I haven't been back in probably 5 years.
They've built a good amount in Tulsa, but nothing like, obviously Kane's Ballroom's still there. You still have all the iconic structures in Tulsa that are still there.
Oh, man, I need to go back for like some nostalgia, for real. I miss Oklahoma a lot. Not living there. Don't anybody come for me. I'm Texan to my core, but still, Oklahoma's great. Well, I'm really glad that you've been able to make it down here, play some shows, meet some people, because this is your first ever radio single. Rocky Mountain Pines is this one. Tell me a little bit about that.
So I originally wrote it about, I had a foot surgery.
Really?
And, the pain, I had a tarsal collision, and it's a rare disease. Only 5% of the world's had it.
Okay.
But only 5% of the world has to have surgery on it. So I'm in this really small window of people. But I'm the lucky winner, I guess.
It makes you special.
Right, I'm the more special guy of the group because of this. And I've been battling that for about 2.5 years. Had surgery about almost a year ago.
Okay.
It's been about 6-7 months now.
Uh-huh.
But my foot, after being on it all day, because it was in my foot, it was, the tarsal and calcaneus grew together.
Mm-hmm.
Which made it extremely painful to walk. So after a day of walking on it, I might get back home and I wouldn't be able to walk.
Yeah.
I'd have to crawl around the house if I wanted to get something. It would be excruciatingly painful. And so I wrote Rocky Mountain Pines as my way of saying, I just want to be out of this town. I want to be in the mountains of Colorado already, because we were getting ready to leave for Steamboat Music Fest.
Mm-hmm.
Which is one of my favorites. Being up there in the mountains and just, being around people, playing music, and being around people I love. And it's more of my song to... A lot of people don't understand that, it talks a little bit in the song about no amount of pills they can give me can stop the pain.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of goes into that further meaning of, no matter what the doctors could do, nothing would help. It just kind of talks a little bit about that throughout the song. But yeah, it's just mainly about me wanting to get out of town and being back up there in the mountains.
Yeah, being held back by something physically, especially as a young person, is, I don't know. I don't even have the words to explain it, and I'm talking to you personally. Now you're really young. I'm not as young anymore, but I've always gotten the snotty backhand comments of, "Oh, your back hurts." Oh, I have scoliosis. I'm right. A very rare form of scoliosis. And to be honest with you, my rare form is actually better than the regular S-shape scoliosis people normally know about. But still, it's really hard to keep up with those that are your own age. And then you have to deal with every other limitation on top of that, including weight. I spent a majority of my early teens and all of my 20s well over 200 pounds. And yeah, it's very hard to have those limitations as a young person. So is there some part in you that maybe just your writing or becoming a musician in general helped with that?
I feel like being able to write about it definitely helped.
Yeah.
I'm not one of the guys that likes to, talk about what's going on.
Yeah.
I don't write in a journal or anything. But I think that the way I write my songs is, kind of my way of releasing all the stress and of what's going on, through my head and what's going on, in my songs.
Beautiful. Well, I'm really excited to listen to this one because you've clearly put your whole heart and soul and foot into it. So, y'all, we're going to finally debut some music from Ty Smith on Maverick 100.9. This is Rocky Mountain Pines. Due to copyright, Brian Broadcasting is not licensed to air this single for you in podcast form, but you can now find it anywhere that you stream and download music. And today's interview continues now. Rocky Mountain Pines, Ty Smith here with me on Maverick 100.9. And you were just telling us the story about, tell me the name of what was wrong with your foot.
Tarsal collision.
Tarsal collision. I'm a little nerdy about this. One, because I told you I have my own things that I was born with. To put it simply, I was born with a straight tailbone and not a curved one. But my best friend, who is also a musician, had to have reconstructive surgery on both of her feet. We've done them a year apart now. She just got out of the cast from one. Yeah. And, music-wise, you're trying to be so outgoing and lively and sharing in on all the fun. Have you ever noticed a limitation there? Or?
So I was just off my foot surgery, the first one. Mm-hmm. And I had my little knee scooter because I couldn't put pressure on it.
Yep, we had the knee scooter too.
So I had the little knee scooter, and my good buddy Dwayne Bryan, his son plays music. His name's Zach Bryan. But he invited us to come out to a get-together they had in Copan. Which Copan's not very big. It's a little town, but one of those things where everybody knows everybody in the town. It's just a really cool spot to get together and feel like a big family. Mm-hmm. And so we went out there for it, not just expecting to go out and, support some of the musicians. They had J.R. Carroll playing headlining right then.
Oh, cool.
And I believe Sam Barber was opening the show for J.R. Before both of those guys blew up. This is, right in the time when both of them are really starting to be discovered. Mm-hmm. And in between Sam and JR's set, Dwayne walks over and says, "Hey, kid, you want to get up there and play some music for him? We'll find a way to get you up on that stage if you want to play." Because it was a big stage.
Yeah.
There's a staircase to get up on the stage. It's how big the stage really was. It was a pretty big one. And I got to... I had 2 or 3 people helping me up the steps as I, climbed up them and got back on my knee scooter and played for them, which was a really cool night. Got to meet JR.
Yeah.
And Sam, and super nice guy.
Yeah. Well, it's good to hear that you were pushing through. Hopefully not too much, because I had to do that with Julia. It was always a back and forth, you've got to work and make money, but you also have to let that thing heal. Losing your feet is very, very, very hard.
It was hard to just keep not being on it after so long. It just got so old, and I just want to be able to walk again.
Yeah.
It gets to that point. It does.
Well, we'll get it back on the music track. Once again, you are a young artist. You've got your first song out to Texas Country Radio. What's the next plan from here? You got any albums or anything like that heading our way?
We are in the works of getting out to the studio we recorded at in Nashville. And we are planning on putting out an album. We will be going out and hopefully recording at the end of next month or the month after. And it's just, uphill from there.
Yeah.
Shows and keep touring around and, keep putting out new music as much as we can.
I sure hope so, because it looks like you're already on the straight and narrow. So that's good to hear from somebody like you. You got big dreams. You've been getting yourself out there, really meeting a lot of people. And now you've been traveling along Texas and meeting all the radio people. Have you had a favorite stop or anything in Texas that kind of struck your interest? Favorite place?
I think the favorite place on this tour had to be Green Hall.
Isn't that cool?
It was really hot, though.
Yeah.
It was miserably hot, actually. I went and saw my friend Larissa Boyd and Carson Jeffrey play there. And we, but during sound check, we were miserable.
Yeah.
We went out there and just, it was terrible. I mean, everyone was just so hot and sweaty that day, and after the room packed out full of people, it was even hotter in there.
Gosh.
We figured that once
I always forget that it doesn't have AC.
Oh, yeah.
Every single time. I forget that.
I'd like to go during the fall.
I would too, actually. I think I've done that.
But summers are definitely rough out there. So if you guys are going, don't wear long sleeves.
No.
But because you will regret it.
Yep.
A lot.
Did you get to float while you were there?
To float?
Uh-huh.
We did not.
You didn't float the Guadalupe?
We didn't.
That's the whole reason to go.
We had a show the next day.
Oh, man. He's out here working. Look at you. Look at you. You're like, no, man, I got work to do. And I'm like, all I want to do is get into the river right now. Like, it's so close to us from here in College Station. We can make a Sunday trip, drive down, float, come home. Like, that is my one-day vacay that I take all the time.
That sounds like a nice little vacation, though.
It is.
I'd like to make a trip out here and do that sometime.
See, since that was one of your favorite places, I highly encourage you, go check it out again, because you missed a huge chunk of it, and it's also a big part of Texas country out in the Guadalupe as well. So that would be really, really fun. I think we're just going to have to get you to Texas more.
I think that's a good idea. I'm not against it.
No, we're not against it at all. In the meantime, what's your website? Can we check your tour dates?
Yeah, you can check it at tysmithmusic.com. We'll be posting our new updates and hopefully some of the new merch soon.
Okay.
We will be, we'll be playing a lot. We'll be playing a lot. So if you guys ever want to catch a show, we'll probably be in the area within an hour of you, and we'd love to see you at the shows.
Absolutely. And we'll keep in touch as well so I can let you know anytime that Ty Smith is coming to town, but make sure you look him up. Go to his website, check tour dates, get his new single, Rocky Mountain Pines, that is streaming everywhere now. And Ty, thank you so much for taking the time and the trip to come see us.
Thank you guys for having us out today. We really appreciate you guys.